Hello everybody. I was requested to do a video on my Crown Vics, and somebody else had asked about Thunderbirds in the 80s and 90s. So I'm just going to walk by them as well. There's a Thunderbird. That was a V6 car. A lot of these Thunderbirds had a 3.8 V6 in them, and this was one of those. The body styles before these came out with a turbo coupe. They was a turbocharged 4-cylinder. Then they came out with a Super Coupe, was a 3.8 supercharger. Here's a Mercury Cougar, an 85 model. Here's a 3.8 V6 car. But remember what I said about the supercharger, Thunderbird. Well, right here, they call those Super Coupes. That is what this car right here is. Let's see if we can get the hood up on it here and show you the supercharger. Supercharged 3.8. Something's been living. Got leaves piled up in there. I bet that's a possum been living right there. But that is a 3.8 supercharged. And this was a running, driving car whenever it had came in here several years ago. It was also a sunroof car. And right here was another T-Bird. This one actually had the V8 in it. It was a V8 car. And then this is like the Crown Vics, but this is the Mercury Marquise 4.6 car. I think reverse or something with the transmission was what was wrong with it when I got it. It should still have a good 4.6 in it. And this was old police car, Crown Vic. And then right here was another police car. This one came out of Lebanon, Tennessee. I had bought, I think I ended up getting around 15 of these at one time. And they all run and drove, and I've sold all of the rest of them. But I ended up keeping this one to part it out. So many people was asking about the front subframes out from under them. They put them under the older model Ford trucks. And that's where the front end up from under this car went, the rear end up from under this car went, the whole powertrain, everything went in the older model 70s Ford truck. All the way back from the motor, the transmission, the rear end, the front end, everything out of this, running gear wise, is under a 70 something model Ford truck. Other parts has been sold off of it. We sell a lot of parts off of these Crown Vics. Right here was a Mercury Marquise. It was also a running car when it came in here many years ago. And this was another police car here. I think this one actually came from a either White County or Putnam County government auction back in the day when they used to actually have regular auctions you could go to. About everything now, you got to do it online, govs.com or whatnot, and buy the cars online. I really liked it back when you could see the car, check the car in person. But this one's had a tree that's fell across the top of it since it's been sitting here. This was another police car. And on a lot of these cars, you can actually see where the spotlight came out through them. If it had been a regular civilian Crown Vic, the door wouldn't be cut and there would not be a hole there. That is for the spotlight. Like I said, we take parts off of these cars constantly. All of them are getting pretty well stripped down. I've had people ask me about Crown Vics, just think they can come do a little work to want to drive them off. It don't work that way. We have took so many parts off these. And this one was actually a detective's car. And right here was another one that was a detective car. I've got some more of these over here as well. But since we was talking about the Thunderbirds and the Cougars a minute ago, I'll just show you some of those I've got over here as well. Got another Mercury Marquise back in the woods over there. I'm not even going to go back to where it's at. It was wrecked and then stripped just about plumb down to nothing. It's another one that all the suspension, running gear, everything went into an older model Ford truck. But right there is another Mercury Cougar. And then we got a T-Bird on the other side of it, and another Mercury Cougar, another T-Bird, and another T-Bird. This was another Mercury Cougar. And then another T-Bird here. This T-Bird had the 5.0 HO in it. I believe it was a HO. Let's see if the hood was still raised up on it. Pull this bar right here, Kendon. Yep, there we go. It was. The plate is going off the top now. There used to be a plate right there that said 5.0 HO. To exactly what happened to this car. I bought it at an auto auction, running and driving, but the rear main seal was leaking real bad. Somebody wanted the car, and I told them, let me fix the rear main seal and I'll sell it to you. They couldn't wait to get the rear main seal fixed. It's supposed to check the oil in it daily. It didn't, ran out of oil, and it threw the rod. Right there, V8. They will not run long with that oil in them, folks. There's the other T-Bird and Cougar. I'll come around, we'll go behind, up behind those. The body of the Super Cougar, the Turbo Coupe I was telling you guys about earlier, was this body style like this one right here. I think they did the Turbo Coupe in 87 and 88. Of course, this one is not a Turbo Coupe, it's a V6 car, 3.8, but it's the same body style as those. There's some more of the T-Birds on up through there. There's actually a 88, I believe it is a Turbo Coupe, sitting right up there. On the white one on the other side of this white one, it's all grown up in the briars. And we'll go around here. I'll show you just a couple more of them that we have. Walk right on down here. Let's see, we'll go down and around this way. All these old motor homes back here, I've had people ask if I had any of those as well. Some people like getting parts out of the motor homes to fix other motor homes with, I guess, or whatnot. But there's several of them sitting around here as well. I had bought these older ones here because they were 440 motor homes. Had a Dodge 440 in them. What are you doing, Spot? But we have took motors out of these. Like I said, they were 440 motor homes. And a lot of times your 440 in a motorhome had a steel crank in it. And that was sensational to find a 440 with a steel crank. What are you doing, Spot? That's the neighbor's dog, Spot. He's going back home now. He belongs right over there. He's trotting up through there like a deer bouncing now. But he's good security for people that ain't supposed to be out here. It's pretty cool when you have a security dog on the property and you don't even have to feed it. Right here is another one of the older T-Birds. I don't remember if it was a V8 or a 3.8 car. Let's see if the hood will raise on it here. If we can get the hood open. I think we'll pause this for a second, see if we can get the hood up. All right, and it was a 3.8 V6 car as well, like most of the rest of them there. It had been hit in the front, but that was all wrong with it. when it was parked was as wrecked in the front. I've got another Crown Vic up here and a couple more T-Birds. This other Crown Vic up here was a police car as well. Somebody had slid it off sideways into a tree or a pole. One of the two. Whichever one it was, it took the car off the road. I mean, the car was, I'm sure it was drivable because the guy actually did drive it after that, but it wasn't what it's supposed to be after the tree got a hold of it, or the pole got a hold of it. A lot of you guys may be wondering about the body style Crown Vics before this, the 80s Crown Vics up through the early 90s. I do have those as well. They're across the road in another section. I've got them in 2-door and 4-door for parts cars. I'm not interested in selling any of them at all for derby cars, just because we use parts off of them a lot. Right there's another Thunderbird LX. Right here's another Cougar. This Cougar here and that Thunderbird was 4.6 V8 cars. Here's the other cop car I was telling you about. And right there, that's where the tree or the pole went. I mean, it just bowled the whole car plumb in right there. You really can't tell how bad it is probably on camera, but it is completely bowled in all the way to it even crunched the top, wrinkled the top back and stuff on the roof of it. But we did take the motor and transmission and stuff out of it as well and never used it. Still got it sitting in my brother's garage. If somebody does need a 4.6 out of one of these Crown Vics. If you guys would be interested in seeing the older LTDs, Crown Vics, just hit me up in the comments, let me know, and I'll do you guys a video on those. If you guys like this kind of content, please go to my channel, subscribe, hit that like button, ring that notification bell. Hope everybody's having a sensational day.